Fucking mess.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I told Jenna we were going live, and she had to do a little self-talk before we came on. And then she's also playing with her phone. So I apologize, guys. We have quite a few of you in the chat. I see many of you guys showed up early, so thanks for that. We have
hold on. Before we get started, Prosser and Tyler, and if Ed shows up, can you guys send your emails to our email at flippin8easy
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
It's flippin8easy 2020 at gmail.com.
Can you guys send us your emails? I am gonna give you some access to put our links in the chat as the lives go through, so that I'm not looking down at my phone constantly. So again, flippin8easy 2020 at gmail.com. Prosser, Tyler, Ed,
and this makes for bad content, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's for bad content.
Hi guys.
The other 32 people that are watching don't care about this. So
I understand. We can go forward. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. So thank you guys. Sorry about that. Little housekeeping tidbit. Real quick, if you're watching with us today, like I'll always say, put your comments and questions in the chat. That helps us.
Fafo says he kind of cares.
Well, okay. So 31 didn't care. So, but put your comments and questions in the chat. That's kind of what helps drive the conversation. And of course, if you're not with us today, it's understandable. Things happen. Maybe next time, but put your comments down below in the comment section and or questions, and I'll try to get back to you, or someone else will get back to you as well. So want to say hello to some folks here. We have Prosser's in the house. So he was here quite early. So thank you. So is Tyler. Tyler's Training Post. Rosie Games, Merry Christmas to all of you.
Rosie Games, that's cute.
Yeah.
Purple Fox.
Purple Fox, hi there, fellow fam peeps. Hope everyone is well, and an early Merry Christmas to all. Managed to make another live from the UK. Also, you can call me Carl. Well, Carl, I look at your username, and I'll try to remember, but there's a chance I'll still call you Purple Fox if that's all right. Let's see. We have Rosie says 2 big thumbs up for John and Jenna. Aren't they the best combo on YouTube? Keep up the great work, YouTube. We all appreciate everything you both bring to the table each video. Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
Well, hey, that's awesome.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. Not sure if we're the best, but we try. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Tyler says Royal Mail is a pain, so I will never experience that. Being out here in the United States. Prosser says switch to UPS with business account. You get all packing supplies and labels for free. I'm trying to set up my account to get pickups, but I have something in there.
We fail with pickups. I don't know what it is. No carriers like us.
I'm doomed to drive on a daily basis to drop these things off. It is what it is. Let's see. Who else do we have here? I don't want to forget anyone here. My buddy Mike. So hi John and Jenna, the rest of the FAE family. Hope everyone's having a great holiday season and experiencing some good sales. Sales are lukewarm. Again, it boils down to what I'm selling this time of year.
But once again, Posh is doing its thing. Thank goodness.
It was weird. We had a bundle. Someone bundled on Poshmark. They bundled, and Jenna put these on there when she cross-listed. She bundled, like, we had 10 remaining Elvis collector's plates. They bundled 10 of those. They bundled a bra. What is it? Capris? Some panties. And an old Barbie doll.
Barbie.
So it sounds like fun playtime.
Combination, but I'll take it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully these aren't Christmas. I kind of get nervous, right? Because these aren't going to go out in the mail until tomorrow. So.
Well, she also did wait like 2-3 days to accept the offer. So.
But I think the pre-bundled price was like $250, And I went through it and I said, okay, look, I'll do like 140 something plus you buy the label on, because the buyer buys the label on Poshmark. And heard nothing back. And then Jenna sent didn't she send an offer, or you sent an offer again?
Well, I had told you how to do it.
I had
and I
already
don't
did
know if you did it correctly
I did it.
because it must have expired.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got the offer just while I was waiting for him to be ready. And I accepted it, of course.
Yeah. So all's well with that. So that's a good little hit. But, 23 packages over the weekend that I was able to get out today. So I was asking Jenna what the over under on my carrier showing up would be. I think I'm going to be making a trip today to the post office. So nonetheless, we're going to try to finish up, in about an hour and a half. I do know that some people are saying, hey, these videos are long, it's like, a marathon, but it's really about everyone getting together, participating, talking about reselling. And then if you're like watching after the fact, and you maybe doing your shipping, maybe doing your listing, just throw it on and kind of listen. And if something intrigues you, maybe there's something that, you want to chime in about after the fact, just put it in the comments down below.
It's not a video anyway. So it's a live where we're having interaction. So it's more so to have an interaction with the audience and have a conversation or more than one. So that's what it's really for.
And we have a happy Monday, John and Jenna and everyone else in the chat. So yes, happy Monday, Motivation Monday from Kim Sharp. And to echo what Jenna says, or said, is that you guys make up what this channel is. Okay. Again, if it wasn't for you guys subscribing, being a part of the comments, even on the videos you might not even be interested in, the fact that you guys watch the videos and, tell me what you think, maybe not even agree with what I have to say. The fact is, if it wasn't for that, this channel would be nothing. So thanks to each and every one of you guys. And I'm looking at 15,000, like almost going on 16,000. And I kind of tell myself, I'm always trying to do better, trying to grow the channel. And if you would have asked me 2 years ago, heck, I may not be at 10,000 by now. I mean, I can always do better, but I'm happy with where we're at. So it's all because of you guys.
He thought that the only subscribers he'd ever have is his family, and that's only because they felt guilty for him.
Yeah.
Or felt bad for him. So
I honestly thought
here you are.
Well, I honestly thought we'd be doing this the beginning of 2020 is when we started, and let's give it 6 months, and if anyone cares, then we'll keep doing it. And there's a lot more people than I thought. So thanks you. And it's your comments that keep me going, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for the constant amount of just constant goodwill and support that we get from you guys, it would be really hard to put content together. It already is hard because I'm very careful in that I don't like repeating myself on content. If I made a video 2 years ago, I much rather you kind of go back if it's still relevant to go watch it. But there's only so much content that's interesting that you can cover without kind of repeating yourself in the reselling world. So that's
I also think too is that, there's people coming into reselling now versus when we started, and it is constantly evolving and it's constantly changing. eBay is constantly changing. And so I think that your older videos are helpful for the new people, and just trying to get a balance of how this whole thing works. And that, and then as we progress and time goes by, that information you get the newer information as you go along.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I'm going to keep making videos. That's for sure. So, Callie Deb's in the house. Oh, I forgot. Jovial Juggler. I just had Jovial Juggler highlighted. The Disgruntled Octopus. Who's your pick? We have Ed. You missed the last one, Ed. We missed you in the last one.
I watched your video this morning.
Sandra Hoyer.
Yeah.
Sherry Miller. Janet Hader. Blithering Rondo.
Hader.
Hey, Scott, my buddy Bearded Picker is in the
Bearded
house.
Picker.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. I appreciate that. We got to get you on the live at some point. Would love to have you on. Drew Gannett, Paul Wolbers, Noah Design. Hey, John and Jenna, Nina Dubrov. At least you're not the mom anymore. And gang, missed the last live. I've been out of town. Ed says, I think John has my email already, but I'll message him on it. I actually communicate with you through Instagram, so I don't know if I have your email. Okay. Michael says, hi, John and Jenna. I had a really good week. Sold a Martha Stewart signed book for $20. Literally listed it within an hour, sold, and I got a lot of free books. That's awesome.
That's cool.
GT says, hello all. We have the Tommy Bernard podcast, the one and only. Out of town, how eBay is so bad. So I don't know how it's so bad, but like to know.
He's talking to
I know, but I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I'm sorry. This is, you two are 100% the best people on the screen. No competition. Well, thanks, Tommy. I appreciate it. You know, again, you're one of the ones that kind of help drive the content a lot. And so, you know, I thank you for, you know, being you, Ed, Prosser, Tyler, you know, Tommy, Biff,
Sherry, Sandra. I mean, the list goes on and on.
But you guys are consistent. So thank you for doing that. No One Design too, also another consistent one. Bolo Tip sold 4 Woolrich shirt within 4 minutes apart from each for $45 each. So that's awesome.
That's good.
Curious, I've never heard of a Woolrich shirt.
What is I don't know exactly what it is, but I think I've heard of it.
Drew says, eBay asked me to do a survey and leave a video reply. Has this ever happened to you? I've heard this happen with watching the Crazy New York Driver Show with Joe, and he was more than happy to leave a video review about, you know, his experience as a seller on eBay, and not received that yet. I don't think they want to hear from me, to be honest with you.
They already know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very critical of eBay to begin with, and you know the way they deal with sellers, and I don't think they already got the point with me. They don't need any more videos. They've got about 200 plus videos they can go and find. Who's Your Picks is great half of the month for me, clearing out old inventory, which is wonderful. Yes. I can tell you that, man, I've just been on a listing spree lately. I'm getting close to, I have more items in my store than I ever have, and I'm not really happy about that. I was telling Jenna that I'm not so happy that, you know, I'm up about 800. I mean, it's not that I'm not listing. And we have sales that are taking away from that number between eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. It's just, I really don't want to have a 2,000 to 3,000 item store, but I mean, if that's what's going to happen, and you know, I'm gonna have to build up my store and maybe upgrade my store subscription to accommodate that, then I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. But I'm like a few that are in the chat, like Tommy, that would prefer to have a smaller store and you know, just get the sales, maintain that number, and kind of be happy with that. But with the outlook and how things are, I'm just going to get myself into that next gear and get stuff listed as fast as possible. We have Andy Reno in the house, and he's from Indiana. So thanks for hanging out with us. Let's see. Biff says, I had a 4th week in a row, down about 10% over average. I've adjusted my expectations. We'll also try some new tactics. Yeah, new tactics, look for new product types. I mean, if you're looking at, you know, hey, I'm having slow sales, and you know, it just keeps, you know, the last year you've been just selling the same thing and you keep getting slow sales, by all means, it might be time to find something new to resell. And that's not just to say go and pick something random up and start selling it. Do your homework. You know, go to a yard sale.
But he, you know, he's adjusting, and he sees that there are just adjustments that could be done.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about Biff, though. I'm not talking about Biff. I'm just saying in general. I mean, Biff's got it figured out, I think.
Don't worry, I got your back.
It's not that. It's just that there's so many people that will you see on the forums, because I like to look for ideas to talk about on the channel, on the forum, and to help other people out while I'm on there. So many people are like stuck in their own genre, regardless of how good it is for them. Now, other people might have that genre figured out and are killing it. and other people are struggling. It might be a lot of things they're doing wrong with their listings. Maybe they're not sourcing properly, whatever it is. And yet they won't step out of their comfort zone to say, look, this isn't working. So maybe I'll keep these items listed, but maybe it's time to introduce some new fresh inventory and to expand out. And I know, look, there's a lot of people who say, look, it's better to watching one of the big channels today. And they're saying, they had some wacky analogy like, if you dig ditches for a living, and I don't think this is exactly what he said, but if you dig ditches for a living and then work on teeth in the evening, that's not someone that you'd want to go to get your dentistry done. And that's just a bad analogy. That's not even real. Okay. We're talking apples and oranges here. If we're dealing with apples and apples, the real thing is with eBay, the markets change. So what you may have sold 2 years ago may not be that hot thing now. And if you're stuck on that, put all of your cards in that basket, by all means, keep them listed, try to sell them, but maybe it's time to explore something else. That's kind of what I'm talking about here. Let's see. Purple Fox Carl says eBay sales have been few and far between these last few days, keeping fingers crossed for post-Christmas sales push. And, you're going to have that element of folks that get that gift card because so many people nowadays, and this is something that Jenna was telling my son. No, we have like this family gift exchange, right? And it's like no gift cards this year because people get into this thing where either A, they don't know what to buy for somebody for Christmas, or B, they're just not taking the time, maybe they're just getting lazy with their gift giving or whatever it is. So let's quickly go and grab a gift card. Maybe it's just a generic Visa card, right? That type of thing. Maybe it's an Amazon card. Sometimes they still have eBay cards out there. I've seen them in the stores, and there's a strong possibility the soon as someone gets that gift for Christmas, maybe a day or two after, they're going to be on eBay or Amazon looking for that next item. So I'm thinking that.
And no shade to Jonathan, our son, but he is the laziest when it comes to gift giving. So he is a gift card entrepreneur. He will definitely.
I want nothing more than all you guys to go out and buy eBay gift cards because that's great for everyone. But if we're being real with each other, don't be lazy, guys. And I know there's not a whole lot of time to do anything online at this point if you haven't done so already. But, that means that, and I know most of us want to see sales online, but if you're buying for family, go get in the car and just go buy something for them.
I am one of those that likes to make personalized gifts. I like to make sure that person that I'm buying for feels like I paid attention to their interests and their likes and dislikes or what have you. And I am always thinking of new ideas to give gifts for family that is going to be personal and they're going to really appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah. Andy says, I don't know if anyone else still does this, but I put the store on vacation until the 27th. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who do because they feel like the last week up until Christmas, there's not going to be a lot of sales, but I'm still getting, I don't know if it's because people are last minute shoppers or it's just like, hey, I'm buying because this is just for me anyway. When I'm going to be gone for a week or less, I like playing the game where I just set my handling time. So go into do a mass edit on eBay and set all your shipping policies to, instead of in my case, same day, I'll do like sometimes 4 or 5 days handling, even though eBay doesn't really recommend that. But then every day when I wake up in the morning, even though I'm not at home, I might be somewhere else, I'll go in and do a mass edit on those and bring it to 4 days. Then the day after that, 3 days. Then 2 days, 1 day, and then I'm back to my normal thing, right? That's kind of how I do it. The sales are still there. Yes, I'm going to have a lot of things to ship when I get back home, but you're making money. Not too many businesses or professions will allow you to make money when you're on vacation or not really doing the things you're supposed to do, like reselling. So why not find a way to allow yourself to make the money and to keep even if you, like, for instance, you're going in every day and changing your handling time, right? You're showing daily activity to the algorithm. And I just am a firm believer in that rather than using vacation mode. Wanda says, you two look like you're cold in the desert. Hope you guys are doing well.
I'm freezing. I am freezing.
Look, we argue
cold,
about this.
Hardly ever cold.
We have literal, like, not real arguments, but we kind of
go back when it comes to the heater.
She tries to burn me out. I swear to you. Okay.
No.
And it's like, I like dressing like this because I have to go out in the garage. Okay. When I'm working throughout the day, I'm either in here or in the garage. So if I'm out in the garage more, I'll bundle up more. But when I get in here, if the heater is like at 70 something degrees, like she tries to burn me up. And that, I mean, I'm like, the air is dry. I can't breathe. And it's like hot. I'm like, what, I got to throw some shorts on? So it's like, I'll walk by the AC, the thermostat. We have one of those Nest thermostats, and I'll just turn it down a little bit.
And I can hear it. I can hear it go click, click.
But I have my app.
What did you do?
I haven't put the app on my phone yet. I need to do that, I think. And that way, no matter how many times she does it.
He was trying to be secretive about it yesterday.
You will have this thing up to 75 degrees and still will be bundled up in the, yes, you will.
I never turn it any higher than 72.
That's too hot. Sorry, that's too hot.
For him.
It's too hot. I
literally have little portable base heaters that I take from room to room. When I go in the garage, I bring it with me.
She's cold all the time. And even when it's like 80 degrees out, she'll be cold.
No,
you will. There's times.
Good.
And then in the summer, it's quite the opposite.
It's opposite.
She's like, I'm hot. And so it's like, I don't know.
He'll never win.
I told her, get your thyroid checked. He's got some kind of
heat going on in here that I don't have.
Here's a little fun story. We used to think, my theory used to be that I grew up thinking that I was a quarter Cherokee Indian. Okay. And so I would say it's just the Indian blood in me, right? It's the warm Indian blood. My aunts would have like this art that they would do, like Indian art, right? And there's stories about my grandfather being full-blooded Cherokee Indian, beautiful handwriting, blah, 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 blah. And then I do one of those 23andMe tests, and I'm like 1,600.
Zero.
I mean, come on.
Zero Indian.
They had some Indians in Europe, didn't they?
I don't
know.
Well, you didn't come back any kind of Indian. Any kind of Indian.
So I don't know. That was my theory the whole time. This Indian blood. I'm warm.
That kind of used to be his excuse all the time. I got Indian blood. Come and
don't burn me up, though. I swear.
Yeah. Well, you don't. You have some kind of blood, hot blood, but it sure isn't Indian.
I don't know. So. Yeah, that's a little fun story. Hopefully you guys won't throw back at me too often. Andy Reno, I don't know if anyone else still, we already talked about that. Let's go to another one here. Biff likes the longer videos.
Aunt White.
Oh, Aunt White's in the house. How long did it take before you started making a steady, livable income? Well, you got to think it was, we have the nest egg that we had. So that's always good. But as far as making an income, I mean, out the chute, January of 2019, we got our first $5,000 pallet, which is loaded full of just beautiful Nintendo, some Xbox, some PlayStation, but just accessories and games and just nothing but that. And I mean, it was kind of like out the chute. When we first started reselling, it was kind of a struggle because we tried to follow what people were doing online. Let's go to Ross. Let's go to Marshall's. Let's go find these shoes that everyone's finding and selling. But that was like incredibly just painstaking. And it wasn't until like March we kind of found more good liquidation. There's a couple months in a row. I had two $25,000 sales months in a row back in 2019. And it's been steady up until like about this year. And it's been really rough. If I'm being honest with you guys, it's been really rough. But it didn't take long. It's all about what you're sourcing. It's all about finding the right stuff to buy and resell. Now, speaking of sourcing, and I don't think that she's got back to me, and she probably won't, my luck. And I don't know why I have that up, but no, I sent that lady, that nice lady that I bought the shoes from so far, a message because I decided, she's last Friday, well, a week from last Friday, she sent me that message. Hey, we're not going to be able to do it. Death in the family. Wanted to give her as much time as possible, but now it's, the Monday, 2 Mondays later, and it's time to, hey, what are we doing here? So I sent her a message, no reply, but that doesn't surprise me at all. It may take her a day or two to get back to me.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't answer real quick.
So I'm looking for that. But at the end of the day, I mean, if we're going to be visiting, I'm not going to be able to do anything this weekend because we're not going to be able to do anything this weekend with that. So I hope she's not looking forward to doing it on Christmas week. I hope not.
No, I doubt it.
Biff Boffle says, I try to watch the comment on every video. It's the best I can do for you in the eyes of YouTube. Yes. If you comment,
We appreciate you.
If you hit the like button, comment, it shows activity to the channel. It tells the YouTube algorithm that there is maybe some merit to this channel and people are talking over there, and it pushes the content in front of new people. And, again, I like helping all sellers out that I can help. If there's a little tidbit of information that I can give somebody, then I feel like I've done my job. And I was thinking today also just maybe a tidbit of information. For those of you who are newer, I'm sure that this doesn't apply to a lot of you actually have been selling on eBay for a while, and maybe I make a video about this, maybe I don't, but it's really a good idea to start. Let's say you have a pile of stuff that you're going to sell. Doesn't matter what it is. It's better to do your steps in batches or your tasks in batches than it is to say, okay, here's this iPhone and I'm going to, okay, I guess I'll clean it, and then I'll take photos of it, and then I will go on and I'll put the listing up and add the photos and add my price, and then I'll launch the listing. It's much faster to take that pile of whatever, even if they're different things, and do your cleaning, do your photos, get all your photos out of the way, right? One session, and then come on in and start making your listing, whether you're using the app or whether you're using the PC. So you guys know me. I'm always trying to tweak. I'm always trying to find things. I report, well, here's what I found. Here's what kind of works for me. So the video I made about a month ago saying here, this is probably the fastest and easiest way to list. And that is using the app. That's just my opinion. Use the app and then take your photos within the app itself. And that's kind of a bare bones thing. And that video was sort of designed for those who are just getting started. But if you're really going to do this on a daily basis, making this your full-time gig, you really need to start taking things in batches, like different tasks within your listing, rather than doing one listing at a time. Okay, I'm going to do this listing and I'm going to do that listing. You'll find you'll get a lot more done at the end of the day. That's just my 2 cents on that. So take it for how you will, but I'm thinking that most people would agree with that statement, or that diatribe, not that statement.
You don't ever just say a statement.
Sorry. Let's see. Ant says, I started in March this year with $550. I'm on pace to make like 20 to 25,000 between eBay and Mercari. That's awesome. So that means that you instead of saying, okay, wow, I have 550, I turn it into 1,500. Let's go on a trip and, maybe I'll have some of it left over, that kind of thing. You kept building that money up and you built your business. So that's really, really awesome. We have Gail in the house. Hello, Flipper family. And then Aunt White wants to double. Growing is where it's at. And I'm to the point where I'm growing my merchandise to the point where I'm just got to find, like, maybe this, you'll see racks back here next year. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, but just to maximize the space. I really don't want to get into buying, large, like, shed type thing. That may happen at some point, but I'm not there yet, to be honest with you. The ultimate goal is to find the real good deal on not only like maybe a good truckload of stuff, but maybe a warehouse that, I could start working out of, but that's a totally different game. And not one I'm not even ready to mess with at this point.
Hashtag goals.
The logo is like a
talking
little
about the
whale.
Woolrich.
Oh, okay.
Well,
For
some people
Woolrich.
say it's like a whale, and then somebody else said it's like somebody else said it's like something else, like a ram or a sheep. Yeah, no one designed. Well, how do you go from a lamb or a sheep to a
Or from that species. Goat.
whale? Is it a? I don't know. I don't know.
Who
Anyway,
knows? But I'd have to see if I'd maybe have to look it up. Woolrich. Let me see here. Let's see. Woolrich. Never heard of that. Let's look at images here. Images. Yeah, it looks like a funky.
oh, it's a ram. That's a ram.
Is that a ram?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a sheep
But
that's
it
been
has
skinned, and they left a mullet for it.
No, he's
and they
not
put
skinned.
It's like a sheep with a mullet.
He's got horns.
Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. Shopping with Cheryl. When a shopper sends a question, should you put it in your listing? You know what? I think you should if it's a question that someone else will ask. So like today, I have this Fila zip up sweater or whatever it is, and I don't even know what the hell I'm selling anymore. They ask P2P measurements, please. And so yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I figured that. So I got the measurements, but you know what? I'm sure if one person's thinking about it, someone else that's looking at your listing might think about it and say, you know what? I don't have time to, wait for an answer. So I won't even bother sending the message to the seller. I need to buy whatever I'm buying, and I'll go to the next person. So those are good things to add into your listing. But if you get a question, just reply back to the person, the potential buyer, and I'll call them shoppers, the shopper, and then add it to your listing if you feel it's relevant. If they ask you some off the wall thing that like no one's ever going to ask this, then don't bother with it.
Yeah.
Sawtooth Outpost says, I have the smallest store subscription. I think my store is around 2,500 items. I don't seem to get charged for anything extra ever. Well, take a closer look. You're probably going to be charged for the insertion fees, and it absorbs into, your daily activity, your sales and all that. So you'll be surprised. Check your invoice just to make sure you're not overpaying, because at that point, 2,500 items, I think you want to go to the what is the next level? It's starter, basic, and the actual name escapes me, but it's the one that allows you at least 1,000 items, or actually 10,000 items. And I think that's probably where you need to be if you're trying to optimize what you're giving eBay. Chris Wiley, Merry Christmas from North Carolina. Hey, Chris, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Merry Christmas.
Anytime picker. Some buyers already buying presents for next year Christmas. That's crazy to me. I
used to do that, believe it or not. You didn't know that, but yep.
Oh, that's optimistic. It's like
that's when I bought for everyone, and we didn't have a name draw.
Living Randall says, I'm getting my parents a restaurant gift card. They're giving us cash. We all get lazy. Yeah, but you might surprise them at some point.
My rule is Christmas, we give gifts. We give personal need, want, like, whatever. Birthdays, you get a gift card. That's the way I do it. And I would like it to be done, but I can't tell everyone how to do it. In our family.
Just haven't watched this live stream. They'll know.
That's just the way. It's just because I find it to be much more exciting on Christmas to open gifts rather than cards.
Who's your pick says, I've fallen into the trap of I got lucky one sale, so I buy more of something like that item and sold and sit on them for a long time. That can be frustrating. Yeah, and the thing is that markets can certainly change. And, if you've had success with an item before, sorry, guys, I forgot to do something here real quick. If you've had success with an item before, it's best to, try to get on that bandwagon and buy more of that. But if you see that over time, if you're not getting the same price, let's say back in, January, I was able to get $50 for this item, but ever since then, I can't get more than $30. It may not be the best thing to source. You might want to maybe go on to something else if that's what's going on. Craig Winan says, hey, what's up?
What's
Thanks for hanging out with us. Ed says, sadly, only my kids are getting presents this year. Can't afford anything else, unfortunately. Ed, don't feel bad at all. I mean, you're taking care of your kids, and that's kind of what, to me, the gift giving is kind of for. Really, the adults can, like, okay, for instance, you can ask anyone about me and nobody knows what to buy this guy, because I have everything I want. I mean, my wonderful wife here, and I just, get me some like stuff to resell. I'm a happy guy. I've got a lot of gadgets and technology, so I'm good with that. So people don't know what to buy me. And to me, I'm fine with that, because it's not really an adult holiday. I mean, there's an adult thing where adults enjoy it. We go out, see the lights, we spend time with family, we eat a little bit too much. But for me, it's about watching the kids go crazy and have fun and that type of thing, like I used to do as a kid. And that's what's important. So as long as you're taking care of the important stuff and focusing on doing the best you can, and there's a lot of people right now in the same position that you are, um, just keep doing what you're doing. Noah Design says, but the drop in sell through in the summertime, but once the cold wind hits, picks up like clockwork. Yeah, but I think and I don't know exactly what you're referring to on the that first part of it, but I'll kind of speak to when things slow down. A lot of people think that the beginning of the year, after we get through Christmas, it's just, all right, things are going to slow down. And generally, even like the period of like from now to the end of the year, a lot of people think things are going to get slow, but you'll be surprised how many items you'll actually sell between now and the end of the year. And I don't think there's going to be a slowdown. Well, historically, there really isn't a slowdown until about, I'd say, June. And so, get in and keep listing, keep selling, because the getting's good. Now, let's just hope the economy, and we talked about that last time, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but let's hope the economy cooperates a little bit for us resellers. And let's hope the theory a lot of people have, and I think it's an optimistic one, is that here, there could be, and there probably is going to be a slowdown with people, being laid off, this, that, and the other thing. But those online shoppers who would normally buy brand new are going to gravitate to sites like eBay to buy secondhand and save some money. So that is something I've heard many people talking about over the last few weeks. Let's see. Prosser says, I've put in store in time away, but allow sales. That way you don't need to worry about sending items till after Christmas. And what happens though, it has a little banner at the top of the listing, and it says this seller's out, be aware that the seller's out until whatever date you set. And it can kind of chase potential sales away. I would rather, I mean, I guess you're dealing with someone who probably end up being surprised and say, hey, why aren't you shipping my item? But eBay will put that estimated arrival date if you just simply go in and adjust your handling. And it doesn't, to me, it doesn't have that banner on top of your listing scaring people away. Let's see. Tommy says, what are you buying? I don't know if that was meant for me or not. I would assume it is. Looking to buy this. This is something I've been talking about for a couple weeks now. But this lady that sold me all those shoes, she still has a bunch of Jordans that she like 70 or 80 pair. And she has a garage full of tubs of stuff that she's bought. Now, it's funny. I'm getting a sense of what's happening here. As I go through these shoes, almost every pair of shoes that I come across has a sticky, one of those sticky price tags on them. Most of them don't even have prices on them, but it's the kind of price tag when you peel it off, it like tears because it's like cut into like quadrants. And so I'm getting a sense that this lady over the last 10, 15 years has bought stuff at thrift stores, because there's a lot of stuff from thrift stores, and she's just accumulated this stuff. And I don't know what her purpose was. Maybe she intended to resell because her niece said that they had bought pallets before and this, that, and the other thing. So it almost feels like that they've accumulated stuff like a death pile, I guess. And it's gotten so out of hand that the family's like, you need to do something with this garage or we're going to do something for you.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of at the point where like, I just need to get it out of here because I need to get my space back.
Her son had had threatened her, if you don't get rid of it, I will. So
yeah, so that is sort of a mystery. So that is actually, to me, good news, because if someone's buying something, you know, for the purpose of reselling, it's not like, okay, this is just crap that she's thrown into tubs that, you know, she's accumulated, just using it and throwing it aside. It seems like there is an intent here. And like all the toys, and she was really like, yeah, you know, these toys are vintage. This Barbie is vintage. And you look it up and it's like, well, it's only worth $20.
Yeah,
and
she was putting a lot more value into it than there really was.
So, you know, and that's good because, you know, it's like she knows I'm a reseller, and it's like I want to show her some of these comps so that she doesn't say, well, you know, this is worth so much, and it's not. It's funny when I showed her the Barbie that she pulled out all happy about. It was only, the comps were like $20. She's like, all right, here, let me just put it away. She didn't even want to deal with it. She didn't even want, I mean, she was in denial. And I think it's kind of the denial about her situation too.
Yeah.
But
and I think her son was trying to tell her, and she wasn't having it, until it came from somebody outside the family, which was you. And she finally now says, okay, it's got to go.
I'm not the only one.
Dry heat
chokes me out. I'm with you on sub 70s temp. There's a difference between, you know, springtime, beautiful day, nice breeze, going outside and it's 75 degrees, than being inside and you got this hot air blowing on you, and it's like that dry air.
Last night I was driving your car, and I have a rental, obviously, because the whole debacle with my car. So last night I drove his car. He has heated seats, heated steering wheel, all the bells and whistles, right? I had the heater up to 90. I had the steering wheel heater on, and I was so nice and warm and cozy. Yes, I did get warm and I had to turn it down. But
even when we're driving,
I was happy because I was driving that car.
Even when we're driving, I will have the air on. And thankfully, like my car, I can like say, okay, my side, I'm going to have like my controls. She can have her own controls on her side. And literally, I'll have my AC on me and she'll have the heater on her side.
Always.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't ever use the sync button. There's no such thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Tommy's sitting on top of the heater to stay warm with pants on. I mean, how are you guys? I'm over here in Vegas, and it's like, what is it, like 40 degrees, 45 degrees right now?
I would die in another state because of just my bones can't. I was in a major car accident years ago, and I have all kinds of metal and bars and screws and all kinds of things in my body. So my body,
you're screwed up.
I'm screwed up, I guess you could say. Wow.
Okay. Just had to clarify that.
I'm bionic.
Mr. Buys a Lot coming back for Christmas at Kim's mom's, and Thursdays I'm looking at a toy store with 100,000 pieces of toys in it. That's awesome.
Wow.
Grab that, get that stuff while you can. People keep saying that between, I'd say, the beginning of the year and who knows when, you're going to get a lot of good deals on stuff.
Yeah.
And so let's hope that's the case. That's going to be good for resellers. We need a blooper John and Jen thermostat video. I mean,
it was classic. It wasn't last night, it was the night before. Oh my God. He kept going around the corner, turning the knob, and then he'd walk away and I'd be like, I saw you. And he would wait. And he would come back around and do it again. And I'm like, stop touching the thermostat.
And then be like, you're burning me up.
I'm like, I'm freezing.
Thomas says, just park the SUV in the basement and leave it running for the heat. And you survived all that CO2. Was it CO2? Carbon monoxide. Yes. That's awesome.
Thank you, Wanda. She loves my jacket. It is so warm and cozy.
Let's see. Some YouTubers make livable income in first day when they start and teach others how to do it. Yeah, and really 2019.
He's laughing, honey.
Yeah, I know, but I can tell my story, right?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
2019. It was actually a joke when we were leaving Amtrak, where we used to work. That I was going to make a channel called Flippin' Ain't Easy. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And yeah, we'll talk about it again right now. And I said, you know what? 2019, I was like, man, I do miss certain aspects of the job, and so this channel sort of fills the void a little bit. But Jarvis Simpleton says, I'm taking Trump's nickname for Elizabeth Warren and calling you Pocahontas from now on. That ain't even right. You're not even right. Not even right.
There's many times where that joke has already been used.
Yeah. But I never put that on my applications anywhere. I never, that was the thing. See, my mom's side of the family has been so very secretive about that whole thing. It's like this craziness. And they like went to their deathbed with my grandma. My mom just did not want to talk about it. And I thought for the longest time, I said, that's pretty sad because, if that is true, then my kids could benefit, college stuff, get benefits. But I guess it wasn't true. So
Noah Design says, I think John's Indian name was size 2 running shoes.
wow, that's not even right.
Oh my
That's
God.
not even right.
That's awesome.
And Tommy says, Chief Little Shoe.
Little shoe.
Oh my goodness, that ain't even right.
God. You guys are great. I love this.
Oh my goodness, that ain't even right. My dad used to sit we'd be driving in the mountains, right? And this is kind of related, but not related to my name. Of course, we already did the whole Festus thing, but we're driving like on a trip to the mountains. And if ever you drove up the mountains and you see like the yellow sign that says, watch out for falling rock. And my dad would always say, watch out for Chief Falling Rock. But, he would. It was kind of a funny thing. You had to be there, but it was pretty funny. But all right. So I think 2023 will be out a few sellers, but no matter how hard it gets, stay with it, find a way, you'll come through it. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of folks that are going to try to dabble into reselling. Maybe they don't have a job, maybe this, that, the other thing. They're going to find it's going to be a lot harder than they think because, us YouTubers, we make it look a lot easier than it is. There's going to be a number of resellers that are not going to be able to make it because they just don't have, they're not willing to build a store, to put the time and make it an everyday thing. You can't have the same mentality. Maybe a year or two ago, you could have had the mentality of, you know what, I'm just going to do a little bit here and a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. But we're going to be all, and I hate to say the word competing, to get the customers that are going to, the fewer customers. And it's, if you're not willing to play the algorithm and do what eBay wants you to do, then I really think you're going to see a big decline in your sales. Drew says, I defended your honor on your last video. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Jamon Masarina, dog eating Filipino. Wow. John, your new name is going to be Pocahontas from here on out. Sorry, Elizabeth. Oh, gee. That's fine. But what's the male name version of Pocahontas? Because that's a female name. Pocahano? Pocahano? I don't know. I don't know. Well, okay.
Where you're trying to mix two different nationalities.
Let's see. Tommy's going shoeless from now on. And I got to catch up to you guys. Brian will start. Who's Brian, by the way? Brian will start selling pallets of shoes next year. Biff Boffo says, anyone who has worked in a restaurant kitchen knows that doing similar tasks together save time. And yeah, it's like food prep. You prep the onions, you prep this, that, and you put them all in containers. That way, when you run out, you're not over there back there chopping up a new onion. And then Kelly is from Prior Lake, Minnesota, freezing.
No.
I would love to have the snow right now. That would be awesome. But
I
I guess
can handle maybe a week, and that's it.
But the thing is, after about a week of snow, you'd be tired of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
My grandmother lived in Minnesota, and when I went to go visit her in the dead of winter, oh my God, that was painstaking. And I was younger. Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, thanks, AEIOU from eBay. I'm loving that you are so dedicated to YouTube and you're becoming an inspiration. Well, thank you for that. I mean, I have I've got a lot of room for improvement in really all aspects of everything. But thank you for, coming along for the ride. I mean, you've been along with us for quite some time watching the videos. So thank you. Silver Hair Stacker says, good evening. Bearded Picker sent me. Well, awesome. Thanks. So hopefully Beard is still with us. We're about 50 minutes in, just having a good time talking to you guys. This channel, we try to have a couple lives a week when we can, and I try to put out some good content to learn from. So thanks for hanging out with us. T-Town Trekker says, John, if the Cherokee was through your mother's father, it wouldn't show in your DNA. Women only carry X chromosomes. So if the Cherokee is a Y chromosome, a woman can't carry it or pass it on. Okay.
Well, then you've been.
So maybe 23andMe is wrong, and I've been right all this time. Eddie Estrada, been getting a lot more consistent sales, but the eBay suggested ad rate is a little steep at 12% lately. Sourcing was great on Sunday. Spent $100 for 500 plus conservative resale value in clothing. So that's really cool. But yeah, I've noticed that in a lot of categories, like the rate was like 6 or 7%. Now it's like over 10%. And I don't know if that's if eBay basically determines that suggested rate based on trends. So people are getting a little bit more desperate to up their sales, and that rate keeps going up because of it. Or if eBay is trying to push more sales by making you feel like you have to promote more. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the latter, but if it is driven by trend, because that number is always changing. Like if you go in and list an item and like an hour later come back and see what the suggested rate is, it could be different. But if it's by trends, then it would make sense if people are just seeing a slowdown in sales and doing everything they can to up that rate to try to get back some sales. And it's good for eBay, I guess. Let's see.
Go to Kelly.
Does anyone else have issues with uploading videos? Gets to 4%, then says upload fail. No, I do my upload on my phone though, and I have really good internet here at home, and never had that problem. I mean, I think yesterday was when I uploaded my latest one, but it wouldn't surprise me none. That's for sure. Somebody is let's see. Tommy says, I'm going to need a third sock drawer soon for my inventory if I keep expanding at this pace. And that's the good thing about, having a store that's a consistent size. You're consistently sourcing, and you know exactly what you're making off of that lot of stuff that you're picking up. If you have 300, 400, 500 items in your store, like I'm used to having about 500 items in my store, you can kind of feel comfortable in that you're going to have an idea of what you're going to make every month, barring any craziness with the economy and that kind of thing, as long as you're consistent with your sourcing. No One Design says Bolo, another Bolo, Fila color block polo is another good item to be color block through. No basic polo. So
Fila, your reading skills today.
I know they're horrible. Another Bolo, Fila colored block polo is another good item. Has to be color block, though no basic polo. That's what I said.
Through.
Fila, okay. You guys see what I have to deal with. Okay, so I'm pulling that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fila color block polo. So yeah, look that up. Let's see. Anytime Picker says, Tommy, you can rent Paul warehouse when he moves to Florida. Who's Paul? Who's Brian? I'm just reading your guys' remarks.
They're talking to amongst themselves.
I know that, but I want to be a part of the fun.
He feels left out.
I know. No one talks to me.
There's somebody saying Roman, Sal.
Hell, we just got here. Always enjoy your live chat. Thanks, Purple Cactus Sales. I appreciate that. Jay Bain says, anyone else have a problem with Goodwill clothing purchases that reek of perfume JB Selection. So no, I haven't really noticed that. But I mean, I don't do a lot of Goodwill clothing. Even when I go to Goodwill, I really don't migrate to the clothing. Maybe I should.
Have you tried washing it? Washing it in, you can wash it with your own detergent and a cup of vinegar. Vinegar, surprisingly, yes, it smells horrid on its own, but when you wash your clothes in it, it acts as a it takes out smells from from the clothes, and it also is a fabric softener. Don't know if you guys know that, but I add a cup of vinegar to every load of wash I do.
So disclaimer here, we're not professional dry cleaners, I guess, because
No.
I give the disclaimer of CPA when we're talking finances. If your stuff comes out like stringy or something's like frizzing away and you've done that, it's not our fault. This is for entertainment purposes only.
No, that's an honest truth.
Okay.
Every load of laundry I do, I put 1 cup of vinegar.
Okay. I don't smell any.
You don't smell it. It does not transfer.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
Try it. See if it works.
Tommy says the economy is great. More sales than ever. Roll it into property as it tanks. Perfect.
Tommy's living on an island all by himself.
For the sticky tags, use a hair dryer. I have one of the little. I have it down here on the ground. It fell. One of these thingies, and I have one in the garage that is like you can turn up the heat. I swear you could probably melt something.
Oh my God, that thing burns.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with that. It's one of those Porter cable ones. So they're pretty intense, but I picked it up at a good deal and I was tired of every like year and a half, I'd have to buy a new one of these. So I just said, you know what, buy one that's going to last. Damon the Big Dog says no sales today. Didn't get my listing done yesterday. Too busy watching Yellowstone.
Oh, don't tell us anything.
No, well, you just ruined that. Shouldn't have said it. Someone's going to say something now.
No spoilers.
So, all right. John the Shoe Trafficker. Sounds like a Netflix series. That'll probably be shown on the A&E channel soon. Yeah, right behind the reruns. Yeah, it's going to be put between Hoarders. And then I'll be right between Hoarders and Extreme, what is it? Extreme Pickers, whatever it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. In all cases, it'll be a fail. Ellen called. She needs the shoes. Is that Ellen DeGeneres? I have no idea. Things go over my head. You guys know. You guys see that, and I'm sorry.
He's not quick-witted.
I am quick-witted, just not on certain things. I'm a desert lizard, and I need it warm. 75 is when I get out of my jacket and pants.
Yeah, well, 75 is my perfect temp.
Woolrich is old school, at least for me. Nice quality vintage clothing, very popular in the 80s, similar to LL Bean from Maine, Woolrich Company in Woolrich, Pennsylvania from the mid-1800s. Well, that's good to know. Okay. Something to look out for. No One Design 2 says, I only say hairdryer because no moisture to ruin sensitive items like box plastic, paper, etc. And you're a Terminator? How are you a Terminator?
Because we were talking about my hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have hardware. Yeah, you could call
me
Terminator.
I refuse to leave the house today at 50 degrees. I wouldn't survive leaving Florida now. Yeah, Florida's pretty cool. I like Florida, except
I can't stand
the humidity can be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I hear you get used to it. And it's really good for your skin.
It's going to be teens at night this weekend in Connecticut. Awesome. Let's see. Prosper says John's got the perfect life. He lives in Vegas, does his own reselling business, plays golf, and likes single shoes with Indian links, and has the perfect wife who would want more. You know what? I'm sitting here with my single shoes, right? I have these pair of red Nikes, and they have UNLV on them.
University of Las Vegas.
Yeah, the UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And I'm thinking, oh, this is awesome. But why do they make the shoe? Why did they put the red on this shoe and the black on this one? And I'm looking, they're not even the same model. I was about to take photos. I was about to list the dang thing. And they looked that similar, but that different. They had a little bit different. And one was like the next year. So I got to have the extra shoe for each one somewhere in here. But
I mean, we have tubs and tubs and tubs. They gotta be in there.
oh, gee.
If not, they're in the woman's house.
Yeah, with the stuff she's gonna sell me.
Yeah.
Let's see, Jovial Juggler.
Jonathan is from Australia, mate.
I don't know about the quality of their items nowadays. Still have most of my Woolrich clothing. I received the Christmas presents from the 1980s. Still wear them. Still love them. So something to look out for sure. There's a lot of times I'll go to yard sales and I'll see some brands that I noticed, but yeah, I'll file that one away. Jonathan Gibson, good eye from Australia, mate.
Yep, good eye.
Good eye. And it's summer right now in Australia. Yeah. It is summer in Australia. When it's winter here, it's summer there, right? Right. I think I'm right. Sarah Harper, I love when simple jokes become reality. I just had a conversation with a friend about telling people about goals. People always hold you accountable for what you're too afraid to jump into. I agree with that. I agree. They just pretend to be Indians so no one questioned the peace pipe. Yeah, I don't smoke. Maybe that's why I don't smoke. No, Tommy is just herbal. They smoke honest. Read on it, Facebook. So got to be true. Kim just got a sale, so if you hit that like button, you're guaranteed to get a sale in the next 24 hours.
Hit the like button.
-10 in Cleveland. Oof. That's wonderful. That's like when you take boiling water and you pour
it freezes.
No, it like blows up or something happens. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I like the whole freezing the egg thing and then cracking the egg.
Have you ever been in?
No, I've watched the videos.
Yeah, you watched.
Yes, it looks very cool.
I
They keep hinting that Ohio Valley could be as bad as a blizzard of 78. Wow, that's 78. Awesome. 1978.
Hey.
Machine House says, hi, Fippin. Thank you for answering me on my question on one of your videos about eBay's fees. Can you talk about eBay fees? If I have Anchor Store, what would be the fee charged? Shaw from UK. Well, there's lots of different fees. If you're talking about the subscription fee, I don't know anything about an Anchor Store. You actually have to have a pretty big store on that, and I think it's every bit of.
Anchor sounds like maybe it's a base because they're from UK.
No, that's one of the store subscription levels.
Oh, it is. Okay.
But if you go into your subscriptions on eBay under your seller hub and you change the subscription. So right now I'm writing on the basic store because of the number. Anchor is $300 a month.
Dang, you have an Anchor store?
And yeah, they'd love for me to select that. I'm selecting it. Why did I select it?
No, you need to go back.
Yeah, I don't need an Anchor store. But as far as fees, if you're looking at an Anchor store, it's $299.95 a month, $349.95 if you're not doing the monthly, the yearly plan. You get 25,000 insertions, and anything over and beyond that is 5 cents. So going back to the other person who had mentioned, they have 2,500 items in their store. If you're not riding out the premium, then that gives you 10,000. You're going to be paying over the 1,000 is for basic, and you're going to be paying like 25 cents extra every additional listing that you list or recycles on the 30-day basis. So you're probably spending a lot more. For that other person, you're spending a lot more in eBay fees than you probably should be. Mr. Buys-A-Lot says, if eBay's padded their pockets by getting you to pay them more, I think that's what's happening there. The whole idea of, promoted listings, getting people to, here's what we recommend. And the higher you bring that number, more people are like, well, maybe I need to do that too, because I'm not getting sales, and eBay gets more money on the sale. Ed, the reselling writer, this whole live, I've been looking for a pair of sold shoes, which I misskewed because it was a return. Make sure you got the correct SKU, everyone, to save you from insanity. Yeah. And even then, there's times that I'll put something in like shelf 8, and then it'll be a 9. And I'll mix up 2 different shelves right next to each other, and you're going crazy looking for the item. We only have 2 likes. Has to be more than that.
No, there is more now. I checked.
Yeah. Let's get those likes up, guys.
51.
Okay, awesome. So, again, if you hit that like button in the next 24 hours, you're going to get a sale. Ashley, okay. Wanda says ancestry made me question their DNA results. My mom's dad was Cherokee, born on reservation in a teepee, but nothing was mentioned in the results. See, there's hope after all.
Oh God! Don't give him that kind of information.
The more people increase their ad rate to try and rush to the top, eBay will start increasing the suggested ad rate, thus driving up. Yep, I agree with that. Bonnie's in the house. Bonnie Brink, hello from Gardening Sis. Hope everything is well. And
Probably
then
Garden City.
I don't know, Kansas. Chicago sellout. John and Jenna looking fresh today. You wouldn't even believe it's a Monday.
I know, right?
Everything meshes together for me. You know, if it wasn't for all the shipping that we have to get out on Monday, then it would feel like just any other day for me. Yeah. Did anyone get the free seeds from eBay? Now, I read that, but I think that's a UK thing, right? I guess some people got some seeds. I don't know. I wouldn't want to plant that. What would you get? What kind of plant would you get?
I guess it would be kind of fun to find out.
I don't know how fun that would be. Charles McBride, I ran on space selling clothing, so I started looking for smalls to add to my inventory in my office. That is working for me. You might do the same thing. Yeah, you know, I can get like really, I'm able to maximize a lot of my space with just the racks with the shoes. I figure I can get about maybe 25 pairs of shoes on each level. There's 5 levels on each rack. So that's working okay. And of course, as I'm selling a lot of my older liquidation stuff, I can then start to maybe move stuff around to where I can make room for more of the shoes. So it's working out so far. Now, ask me when
I have a proposal for his office, and I've already told you.
You did, but I'm not sure I want to do it.
And so we'll see if it pans out.
She wants to flip this whole thing around, is what she wants to do.
I want to flip it all around,
but it ain't easy.
But I want to add 2 racks to this wall that we're looking at.
I don't know. I want to move everything around. We'll see.
Yes, it's if he buys that garage full of stuff, then that's what's going to happen.
Ed, Ed wants to suggest that I go to thrift stores, not Goodwill, but the mom and pops. We have like a Deseret Industries over here. We have a Salvation Army. You know, I don't really notice. There are some thrift stores that are not like Savers and that kind of thing. But for me, it's still, there was like a dozen yard sales last weekend. And it's like, no, I got enough right now. Let me just hammer some of this stuff out. And instead of going to yard sales, I just worked on what I had. Mm-hmm. So I basically said no more yard sales until next year. And I'm sure that in Vegas, at least, there's going to be quite a few. Yeah. Shopping with Cheryl says, Saber's clothes smell so strong and nothing washes the stink out. So
try vinegar.
Entertainment purposes only.
Try it.
Is Pirate Ship really worth signing up for? Are the rates a lot lower than USPS?
You don't need to sign up, do you?
You do. You sign up for an account. It doesn't cost you anything.
Oh, it's a free account.
You add your credit card on there if you want them to charge you for a label, because there's no other way they're going to get paid for that label. But they're very equivalent to the eBay labels if you have like a top-rated seller discount. They are way cheaper than never pay retail on your never pay retail at all over the counter for eBay packages. That's just no bueno. Yeah. Gail, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that.
Gail.
Thank you.
That's so sweet.
That's awesome. We don't even. Yeah,
we really do.
We don't really look for that.
We're more of an entertainment, just here to laugh with you guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a brunch, but without all the food and champagne.
I like food. Yeah, we need food.
No, we're not even going to go there with this channel.
Let's see. Me too. Just make sure to get white vinegar. Apple cider vinegar will turn clothing dingy. Have you tried apple cider?
Just make sure to get white. Oh, yes. White vinegar. Sorry, I didn't specify. White vinegar. You are absolutely correct.
Yes.
Don't use apple cider vinegar. It has to be white.
And your Aunt Jen Mama.
Aunt Jen Mama? Jen Mama.
Didn't she get canceled? Aunt Jen Mama?
That was a different Jen Mama.
Well, I'm just happy they didn't cancel Uncle Ben's like they were talking about. I love Uncle Ben's rice. Chicago sellout. I never use fabric softener. I do the Jenner trademark move of vinegar in the fabric softener dispenser.
See? So you guys are on it. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
All right.
You made me sound like a weirdo for a minute.
Great vinegar tip, Jenna. I'll try that. I'll use it to clean stainless windows.
Mhm.
Even kills ants and flies.
Yes, I put it in a spray bottle for the summertime, and I spray it in the backyard. It's a great use of a lot of things.
Gail says listing items helps. I finally got more pinball items to list, manuals, parts, etc. Listed 25 items last night, had 10 sales a day, and they were not any that I newly listed. I'm a firm believer now.
Yes,
Awesome.
see, yes, awesome. That works. It works.
Sarah says the mention of Ellen made me think of Twitch. Still so saddened by this news.
That's really sad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's not up to current events. When
I'm stuck in the garage listing
stuff, but yes, I agree. It's very, very, very sad.
Biscuit Butt. When I go to Kansas this week, it's supposed to be a single digit.
He was here.
Yeah, he's like hiding in the background. But
I hope he feels better, Archie. I hope you feel better.
So you're going to Kansas City now. I didn't think you were going. So awesome. That means you're feeling better. Jarvis says in the opposite of and prefer warmer weather. Any opportunities to take off my pants and jacket. Jeez. Shopping with Cheryl. John will be a new fashion trendsetter with mismatched shoes.
He's done it before.
I have. I've actually worn two different shoes. Wow, you had to. Nobody at all knew ever that happened until you had to say something.
15,000 of them know now. He walks over to my desk one day and I'm on the phone, so I can't exactly talk. And he just points down to his shoes. And I look down and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Thankfully, they were both black.
So, yeah. I'm a hot mess, guys. I'm a hot mess. What did I wear? A sweatshirt. What did I wear?
Know.
What are the like a week ago? I wore a sweatshirt inside out.
Oh my God!
And she said, "What the hell is that?" I'm wow.
You have to understand. John moves at 1,000 miles an hour constantly. Oh. He is here and there and all over the place all the time, and he does not slow down for anything, including putting his clothes and his shoes on. It's a fact.
Tommy says John's still listening to Chris Cross wearing his backwards overalls and mismatched sneakers. Yes. We're going to make you jump. Remember that one? No, I'm not a fan of Chris Cross, but I remember that song.
Oh my God. Where is this live going?
I have no idea. Let's see. Jovial Juggler says, Punky John Brewster, I'll sell you one Schuster. Oh boy. Empty Nesting says, I'm in the Ohio Valley. It must be cold out there a little bit.
Very.
Ashley was thinking of Chris Cross too. Yeah. Call me a one-hit wonder, I guess. Craig says, you buy 16 totes and what do you get? 1,000 more shoes and deeper in debt. Hey, we're selling the shoes.
Shoes are selling. They're really good.
They are selling. It's about getting them up, and it's
really about getting them clean and then getting them up.
Yeah, but I tell you, it's that combination. It's that short, bald guy stuff with the you hitting it first with that, and then you go back in with the goof off.
Yeah,
I know I've tried goof off. I know Tommy swears by goo gone, but for me, if I test the fabric with the goo gone and it's fine, maybe test a little area, and I need to like clean a certain spot of that shoe, man, it comes out great. That's just me though. St. Peter ain't gonna meet me when I go. I owe my soul to the shoe seller store. No, I'm good. These are all good. These are all paid for already with the sales we have. We probably are into the shoes for about now, what, $600, I'd say so far. And we've easily made that back. So it's all profit.
Shoes are selling very well. Even ones I never thought would.
Ed says, I got that planner set from eBay, a picture in my community tab of my YouTube channel. So you got a planner from eBay? What am I missing out? Maybe I missed out on too many seller celebration events, whatever. I always seem to miss the monthly check-ins for some reason.
They're not very informative.
No, they're not. But it's like a rah. Here's our sellers of the year. They're watch sellers. They're maybe high-end shoe sellers. But other than that, everyone else is forgotten about. Vinegar, a good weed and grass killer for the fence. Okay.
Yep.
And apple cider vinegar is good for my gout.
Yes, it is. It's
little
actually
TMI.
Apple cider vinegar is very healthy for you. You're supposed to take a teaspoon of it a day.
Chicago Sellout says, when are we going to see the Single Mingle shoe store pop up? I am generally curious to see the collection, like a museum exhibit, but everything's for sale. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we literally I have about a tub and a half to 2 tubs full. I mean, the big tubs full of shoes that I haven't found a match for. So that's a good question. Maybe what would be a good name for the store?
Oh, I don't know.
Sir Hops-a-Lot shoes? I don't know. But shopping with Cheryl says, John, stop taking fashion advice from the bums on the strip. Wow. There's no homeless guy looking like this. You haven't been on the strip lately and seen some of these people.
Oh boy.
My shoes sit in the pile because I'm absolutely hate cleaning them. I don't know why I keep picking them up. They're not so bad. You get a pile. And
you do it like John said, you do things in batches.
Yeah.
You go in and you bust out, the cleaning equipment and you clean them all up, spend a few hours doing it, and then list them.
So we got our island in the kitchen. Just basically, it's now a cleaning. What? My island in my kitchen?
Yeah, because it's not sanitary.
No one's cooking on that island. It's an island in the kitchen. I clean
very well.
Yes, but an island in the kitchen. I have it all laid out. Got the towels laid out. Got everything, and we sit on the chair. There's nothing wrong with that. People use their kitchen for various things.
No,
Come on.
I
ain't like we're making a casserole while we're cleaning shoes.
Oh God.
Take some drippings.
Ew, stop.
Was anyone here tried Miss Mouth Messy Eater's Strain Treater? I was expected to be average, but it blew me away for 80% of stubborn stains.
Okay, wait.
Miss Mouth Messy Eater's Strain Treater. Strain Treater or Stain Treater?
It's probably
because it sounds like it's for a backache more than a. Okay. Miss Mouth Messy Eater's.
Oh, hold on.
Stain Treater. Messy Eaters. Stain. That's
Stain.
Has to be Stain.
Treater.
Yeah. So she's looking that up. Ed says those seller check-ins are always the same. Apple cider vinegar in pie crust inhibits gluten and keeps it tender. Oh, that's some interesting stuff. It's Stain. No, apple cider vinegar in pie crust.
Yeah, I've heard that. It keeps it tender.
I can't type. Just troll me. It's fine. I know what you're talking about. Apple cider vinegar cured my wanting to buy a bunch of shoes to sell them on eBay. Hey, then you lost out.
Mouth.
You lost out.
Archibald, you need to quiet down.
Yeah.
There.
Well, that is all the questions and comments that we have. We've gone a good hour and 18 minutes, so it's kind of about normal. Didn't have a whole lot to really bring to you today, but we had great conversation. Hopefully it was somewhat informative and entertaining to you guys. I just want to thank everyone. It's been a great 2022, at least on the YouTube side. And oops, hold on. Oh, it went to a coupon.
Tell them no thanks.
So that's, if you could see it, that is the Mama Messy. What is it? Miss Mouth Messy Eater's Stain Treater. So
that's a tongue twister.
Yeah. But
I'll have to try it. It's cheaper than your fat bald guy's stuff.
Well, I know. We will definitely look to order it. Real quick, let's see. We got a couple other things here. I'm a new seller. I have a guy that wants to give me a large stack of sports cards, but I don't know much about sports cards. How do I evaluate these cards? He hasn't given me a price yet. You basically, you could probably look that up on Google as far as grading a card, looking for like creases and corners and things like that, making sure that there's no creases or anything like that. Make sure that the gloss looks good. Make sure there's no stains or anything like that on the cards, and just look them up on eBay on the sold comps like you would anything else, and see what they're selling for that particular card and list it accordingly. So that would be my advice. But I'm no card seller at all, even though I do collect cards every once in a while. And then T-Town Trekker says, I agree. Dirty used shoes on the kitchen counter is a no. It's like other people's dirty feet on the table. Yeah, but it's on the island, so it's good and it's clean.
I have to clean it on a daily basis because that grosses me out.
But thanks, guys, and Sarah, thank you, and Biff, thank you, and everyone else, thank you.
I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. Are we going to do a live the day after Christmas? No, we will still be in California.
Well, we'll be on our way back.
On our way back.
So we'll be doing it a week from Friday. So that would be what, the 29th? 30th of December. We'll get together and just kind of close out the year.
We'll have a New Year's live.
Yeah. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being a part of this show.
Thank you.
And
we love you guys.
Yeah, we do. We enjoy this time, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. So thank you, and keep listening. Get out there and finish out the year strong. But you guys all know that flipping ain't easy, and we'll talk to you guys very, very soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.